This is probably the only jam session explanation where I actually record the explanation before I actually record the trick. So this was actually recorded before I actually performed the trick. And there's good reason why. It's just because I want to make sure of all the tips and subtleties and everything before going into this, so you can see the thought level behind this effect. This is Jacob's Triumph. This is not my effect. I've added some touches to claim a little bit of credit because he had a little bit of standing version, but I'm just gonna make a total sitting version type of trick that's very intimate. Modified the handling a bit, and just want to cover all the tidbits. So this is actually Jacob Tyrone's, or I call it Jacob's Triumph. It's of all the routines I've ever seen in all my 12 years. And I say, I get the commonly asked question where I ask other people, what's the most memorable thing you've ever seen in Magic? And of all 12 years, this is the routine. Beyond my own, beyond everything everyone's ever said, this routine was my actual favorite. And there was stipulation that, it was a very rare trick, and I actually had to ask Jacob to get the permission for not only the rights for this trick and make sure he gets credit for it, but also to use it and publish it publicly. And it's a beautiful effect, and I really do hope you enjoy it. So to go into this, and it's before I continue, it's a mix between David Vernon's Triumph and a Paul Harris effect, where the cards are shuffled, and then you could spread it showing the person's name on a pack of cards, which is kind of beautiful. So to do this, first you're going to need a setup of a blank card, a blank fast-backed card, and you can have this right here. You have this guy, and there is an alternative that he told me, and it works, but it takes a very long time and a lot of effort. Only if you're absolutely broke and you're under 18 and you can't buy stuff online, not even with parents' money. You can grab an ace of, it makes it easier if it's a red one, like hearts, diamonds, maybe clubs if you want, because there's less image going on in there. Get an eraser and spend like an hour, I'm not joking, literally an hour, just erasing, slowly getting off all the image of the ace of hearts, ace of diamonds, or ace of clubs off of there. Again, just buy a blank back card and go with it. If you can't and you really want to do this effect, spend an hour just erasing everything, as I've done, and I can tell you it takes like an hour to be able to get it like this, or at least somewhat like a blank back card. Okay? So you got the blank back card, to which you are going to write, let me see if I have a Sharpie here. I'll get in a second, no big deal. And you're also going to need a pack of cards. Now for this, to make it easier to follow, I'm just going to separate. We can just do this in practice. We can get some practice sessions and make sure we've got everything done correctly and not have to worry about anything as we go along. So what I'm doing is briefly, and you can just do this as a trial session before we continue on any further. We've separated out the diamonds from the pack. Now we're separating out the hearts, and it's just a trial run so you can get comfortable with it before we go into the actual effect, so you don't have to worry about it later. In the actual thing, the deck is going to be set up in a specific order, so if you do accidentally shuffle cards into one another and you lose the stack, because if you lose the letters in this stack, you're basically screwed, which was Jacob's version. He didn't have a way out. So to alleviate this, I will tell you to look up the, and there's even YouTube videos on this, the size Stebbins stack. And at the size Stebbins stack, if you put the deck in size Stebbins stack before you mark it up with the signature or the card they selected, then even if you shuffle some cards or misplace or accidentally shuffle it, you could just put it back in the size 7 stack, which is chased orders, clubs, hearts, spades, diamonds, and then it goes up at 3 each time. So 3 of clubs, 6 of hearts, 9 of diamond, 9 of spades, and then queen of diamonds. Yeah, that's the order. So you just keep on going along that order the whole way through. And there's a book on it that covers this very, very well. And I will refer you to it. It's only a couple bucks. It is called The Little Giant Encyclopedia of Card and Magic Tricks. Sounds by the Diagram Group. It seems like very cheesy that one of the best methods in all the world for a stack outside of mnemonica would be in this little book, but this book has a lot of stuff, and I've learned a lot of stuff. This is where I got some of my initial methods from. So Sci7 stack is, believe it or not, in here, and go check it out. That'll help you with the order in case you mess up. So for right now, we're just going to do a trial session. We got all the cards in black, got all the clubs on one side, spades on the others, then hearts, then diamonds. So we can do a trial run and see where it goes from there. Now let me grab the actual Sharpie so we may proceed. 1 second. And we're back. So I got the Sharpie. So now on this card, as with just with this card, on the blank back one, you write your card. So your, in big bold letters, your card. Let it dry out so it can dry. And now we've got your card right on there. Hopefully you can see this. Maybe I should have made mine bigger. Play around with it, but you got your card right on there. Good? Good. So, we got that on there, and now we've got the deck set, just loosely set up. You wouldn't want to have this in actuality, like this order, as you'll see with the shuffle, but this is just a test run so we can get a good idea of what's happening. And if we make errors, it's easy to see where and where we can improve them. So the order is, we're going to force the 8 of hearts in our example onto the pack, and do not do a repeat performance because they're going to see the same force card again, and you're revealing the same force card, so it's a special once a night type of trick, I would say, and treat it as such because it's a very beautiful effect. So we got the force card, which is 8 of hearts. We've got your card right underneath it, and then the deck separated into Sci7's order, but in this case it's all black and red to make it easier to follow. Okay, so your card goes second from the top, 8 of hearts goes on top. Now you notice all the markings. I've been avoiding the talk of all the markings, but you notice all the markings on one side once we do the thing. So just keep, he said just keep it secret, whatever. But if you keep it to your left side always, then you're going to be fine. And he tried to cover it different ways, and he was always worried of flashing. But if we keep this side to ours, we don't have to worry about it too much or at all. So let's get back into it. We do a swing cut. We're going to force the 8 of hearts. So we do a swing cut. Not a swivel. Don't do a swivel. That would mix everything up. So we just do a simple swing cut and get a break, and then we do a riffle force. Basically, whenever they like to stop, they can stay near the bottom. Just lift up on the break whenever and just show this card. Not flashing this side. Don't be casual. You can't be casual. In fact, you have to keep it be conservative in this effect. Okay, they take the card. If you wouldn't want to also flash this side, because you'll show the markings. So, we do that. They take the card, they peek it, and they love it. Reassembling the pack, making sure it goes back into its hopefully all red and black order. I messed up there when I did it. So you can see and capitalize on my mistakes. When you do it, you do that. And you force the card, and do not assemble it back on top, but rather... And this is a good learning experience for everyone. You actually set this like this and like that, setting the order back to where it was, and your card, you would know if it's correct if your card is right on top. So learn from me. The marking's over here, I'm assuming. So riffle, force the card, and then drop this packet, and you're all set. The markings are still on this side. Okay, they peek the 8 of hearts. They're peeking it. And then what's fun about this, or what's interesting, is you can take back the card and just lose it back inside the pack. It doesn't really matter where, which is kind of cool. You can just lose in the pack. You're done. You already forced it. Mission's complete. So now from this point, this is where I modified it. In effect, Jacob was trying to actually do this towards himself and actually do the shuffle. And I thought it was from him doing a sitting position style effect to doing standing and then doing sitting again seemed a bit weird, so I modified it and took it in my own hands so we can, and this was when I first saw it as well, so I modified it to make it in a more sitting style effect, which is more intimate. In effect, we take half the cards, and we take it to the left side, and then with the lower pack, so what it looks like is this. Half the pack goes to the left, the upper half goes to the left, marking towards you. And then the other pack, the lower pack, is flipped over. Middle finger and thumb, forefinger, just flip it on over. Okay. So, in essence, what we've got right now is the 8 of hearts lost somewhere in the deck. We've got the your card right here, and it's just red and black. Just for the sake of argument, but it's really Cy Stebbins. Half the pack comes over. The other half is flipped over. Okay, and that's what it looks like. And I'll let you know along the way if I make any mistakes so we can both go along this together. This is a jam session, not a tutorial so much. So we can learn from this together and we can be able to discover this effect. I'm just reading from a description of what he told me. He just told it to me, the effect and how he did it, and now we're piecing it together. And though I performed it a couple times and got it correct, we're still playing with it. So anyways, we've taken half, put it over here, take a lower half, flip it over. Markings are still towards us. And now we do a 0 shuffle, which can be featured on YouTube and other sources. But essentially, you're shuffling the cards. This side goes down first, the face down cards. Face up there is then shuffled into. And then you make sure the last card is a single card on top. One card right here. Last card goes right here. You're going to shove everything, all the face-up cards, underneath this top card. And the top card is the your card. Okay? And it's going to be like a little mini triumph effect where the your cards go flip, fate, reverse in the center, as you'll see in a second. So, again, get the cards, shuffle them together. The face down cards going first, being shuffled. Shuffle them together. And then the last card is to go face down is the your card to be on top. We now push together, and there's many different ways of doing 0. I have my own way of doing it that I don't really care about criticism from other people. Use your fingers to give shade to it. As we strip out the cards that are going to be shuffled together, they're now separated. The face-up cards are now separated from the face-down cards. This is being covered by the fingers and the top card being shade. And now we just lift them up on over. And so now we've put all the face-up cards underneath the top card without the fingers. This is what the positioning looks like. I'll do it again. I'll do it flashing it. Okay, make sure your card's the last one come up. I'm doing this without the cover. Strip on out, put it on top, and now we just square everything together. Putting all the face up, so it's face down your card, face down. Oh my gosh. Face down your card. Face up pack. The rest of the face ups, and then there's the rest of the face down cards. Okay? So, then now we're in this position. All the markings are still towards us, which is great. We can show the cards that are back to face by cutting on near the top, back to face. You can show face to back, back to face to back to face, my gosh, back to face, and then we square up, and now we lift as much as we can, or if you're having trouble with it, we just lift. We can riffle on through to find the card that is back to back, and this is actually the dividing point. We want to make sure we get this point. We show it, and then we take it with the opposite hand, and then come back down. So again, it's like, there we go, like so. So face to back to, let me see if another example, back to face. I'm holding a break just for explanation purposes so I could get to that double back to back easier, and then back to back. You don't want to actually hold a break in this case. Back to back. Take it with the opposite hand, and put it back on top. Markings are still towards you. You don't have to worry. It's very stress-free. And then now we've reversed in all that, we've reversed it like it would be a normal triumph ending. This is barely the beginning for spectators. We now can cleanly reveal by a snap of the fingers and spreading up to down, covering the markings, because the markings are right here. We're spraying downwards, covering the markings. We can show your card right there. And they can see your card. So in the context of the performance, it would be, we shuffle them, we're going to make it even more difficult. We're going to shuffle them face up and face down, make it impossible. But all I'll do is give it a snap, my fingers, and you can actually see your card appears. Look, it's your card. It's your card, as Jacob originally said. And the audience is reacting to the gag, which is just plain hilarious. And they're just reacting from excitement. They get to see that. What, is this not your card? How could they rebuke this? It's quite hilarious. And so I'm actually checking right now to see the positioning, so to see where we assemble the cards, if there's an easier way to go about this. And I'm realizing from spreading it like this that if you can actually just, after showing it like that, you can actually reassemble the packet right here. And I'm checking to make sure. Oh, no. Sorry. That was my error. See, this is why I'm doing it color separation, so we can make it easier to do this. So when we reveal it, we say, and look, it's your card. It's your card. What? This isn't your card? And they react, this should be. It's amazing. And then from here, I realized, because of the packets and all shuffling, the pack separation, we just grab these cards and put it on top of these, and we are actually reset the entire pack, which is so great. So all you have to do is grab this pack, put it on top with the markings towards you. In this case, with the markings towards you, and you're all set. Wow. I'm playing around with this deck. I'm discovering little nuances to it. Again, this isn't my effect, so I don't know the full nuances, but I'm getting there, and you're going to see all of this in the actual performance when we do perform it. So we spread it. So let me see. There we go. We had that. They revealed your card, and then we grabbed these cards and then just put them. Well, it will have been reversed. You get what I mean. It will. They were originally reversed like that, and then that. Your card appeared. Bam. Get these cards. Put them on top. You're Gucci. And you haven't revealed, through this casual set of displays, you haven't revealed the markings once, which is so good. So good. So the pack is currently reset in that order. Or size 7s. It's going to be a lot harder because we won't have it in all red, all black in actual performance. We're going to actually have it in the size 7s, but it makes it... We still have a way to correct all the errors if a couple cards go off or something happens or we accidentally shuffle this thinking it's a normal pack of cards. We have a way to counteract the mess. At the end, so what we've been waiting for, at the end, we then can flip the deck 180 degrees doing a deck rotation. Middle finger and thumb, rotating the deck. Thumb covers the markings. When you're ready to actually reveal it, flip it on over. And then all you have to do is do a simple ribbon spread and you can show the card. You say, that wasn't your card? Oh, dang. Okay then, what was your card? And you can put this right here, or you can put it on top of the pack. Doesn't really matter. Okay then, what was your card? The 8 of hearts? Oh yeah, that's cool. Check this out. You can give it a snap, or you give it a wave over the pack. And then you can actually spread the cards, revealing the markings of the 8 of hearts all along here, which is pretty cool. And it's not hindered by the 8 of hearts that's somewhere in here, nor of the top card. Yes, beautiful 8 of hearts display, and it blows minds, as I can assure you. It blew my mind so hard when I was at the Magic Castle watching the junior performances. I saw Jacob's performance of this, and then this was the trick that kind of thought to me, or I thought to myself, wow, I'm going to be an entertainer doing this. And so, yeah, this is the effect, and I just really liked it. I hope you do too. And this is Jacob's Triumph. We got a couple of mistakes going along, but, you know, we're learning. I promise you, it's a beautiful effect that will stay with your audiences as it did with me personally. Now, I've seen a lot of magic. I hope you enjoy it. This is Jacob's Triumph. Thank you. One final note on the markings, it may take a couple tries to get it just right. So what I would do, these are my suggestions, and I should make sure that they are included. You would want to get some tape to tape down the cards to make sure they stay in the order. So you would want to have it when you're actually inking up all the cards. You want to make sure they're in a straight line display. So the best ribbon spread you can do that's straight, like this one. And then get the tape. This is carton sealing tape or like packaging tape. And then tape it down the sections where you want to have it. So you could have it along center, right along center. So you could tape the bottom side, the upside, and along center says 8 of spades or 8 of hearts or whatever card you decide you're going to force. And then you have to just ribbon spray along that same way to be able to get the same result. So you want to have it basically straight, and there you go. As for writing it, you could use Sharpie for this, but I prefer, Jacob originally told me a big, thick Sharpie makes it a lot easier on those big ones, so you can actually write it out and get that going along. And you also want to make sure you have it, this is my personal suggestion, in size Stebbins order, so if any cards are mixed up or accidentally shuffled or you screw up this whole pack, you just put it back in size Stebbins order and then you can fix it instantly. So let's get into the making of the gaff deck. Again, we're going to use the 8 of hearts for this particular effect. So let's go into it. So we're going to first open up the pack. Open it up. Got the tape as we said. Okay. It also might help to actually mark this pack. All you do it with a little tiny Sharpie, just like a little mark or like some little dot right here, just like a little dot right on the corner of the pack that says you can tell it's a gaff deck. Small, but maybe makes things easier so you don't shuffle it accidentally. So we got that, and then let me see. Won't need the jokers, we will set these aside. And then I'll prepare the cards in first what will be the size Stebbins order to make this trick easier. So I'll cover that right now. So knowing my kind of luck, I know I'll shuffle these cards eventually by accident, and if the cards get shuffled, normally the deck will be screwed up. But as a fallback, I set it up or have it preset to size Stebbins. We're going to have it preset to size Stebbins, which is in the little book, the Little Giant Encyclopedia of Card Magic Tricks. You can get this from $3 to $6 on Amazon, eBay, or whatever. And on page 92 in this book, it'll cover the system, but doesn't cover how to get into it really, really fast. And so I saw another video, I can't remember where, but I discovered how to make it a little bit faster. So I'll actually go over the system real fast. It's in chased order: clubs, hearts, spades, diamonds. CH, clubs, hearts, AS, spades, E, diamonds. So clubs, C, H, S, and then D, so chased order. And to make it a little bit easier, what I did was with each stack, I reversed them into, you do this with a brand new deck, it makes it easier. And I would only do it with a brand new deck as you can use this for a long time. I reversed the deck into king going downwards to queen, jack, all the way to ace. And I did this with all 4 packets. And then knowing the order where it starts at 3 of clubs, it'll be 3, and then I can cut the pack to where it is 6 of hearts. And then it would be 9 of spades, and then queen of diamonds. So once you have the pack preset, you cut them to the appropriate spot. So where it would normally be the king going downwards, king, it's in reverse order. Now we have it with the size Stebbins. You cut the pack to the 3, and now it goes down from 3 to ace, king, and that will be helpful to setting up the cards. You'll see what I mean right now. So we have in 3 clubs, going downwards in reversed, 6 of hearts, going downwards to 5, 4, 3 to king and backwards, 9 and queen. So this makes it a lot easier to set up the pack. So I'll show you. Watch this. It's like magic. 3, 6, 9, queen. And then it goes up by 3, and then another suit. So king, ace, 2, and after diamonds it resets to the chase order, so it's clubs, 5, 8, jack. I just do this. It makes it so easy. And you can do it knowing you won't have to worry about the order. It just goes up by 3 automatically. 10, jack, queen, king, and it's reset to that one. And this makes it so much easier. It takes all the brain work out of it. Instead of having to continually fish through the cards, use this with a brand new deck and you're going to be set up in no time. And if you make a mistake, you can have it instantly reset. So you're good there. And you could actually see as I'm doing this, the 3 cards ascending each time. So 9 of clubs, 10 jack queen. So from clubs, it'd be an H. So queen, 10 jack queen of hearts. Let me just make it a little easier. There we go. 2, 5, 8, jack. There we go. Nearly done. This is the work that it takes to do a stack deck, and I would only put this much effort into it. I'm not one to, memorize a stack of mnemonica. It's just too much work for me. Hate me, but I'd rather be honest. You can slowly see, if you actually look at this, you can slowly see it actually ascending. So 9 of hearts, 10 of hearts, jack of hearts, kind of cool. And then, let's see, 2 diamonds, this guy, this guy, this guy, this guy, and then 4, 7, 10, king. And now you've got the deck. What appears to be randomized, and you can see all this, and it's in size Stebbins order. And what's also useful about this size Stebbins, just a little side note for fun, if you peek this card right here, King of Hearts, if you use a size Stebbins stack, you know that the next card is 3 above, so it's ace, 2, 3, without even looking at this card. And then after hearts, it would be spades, so in the chased order. So this next card has to be a 3 of spades. That's kind of cool. A little fun advantage of using the size Stebbins. Easy stack, just the way I like it. So we have that now set up in size Stebbins. Now let's get into a straight spread, or the best spread we can do. So we can do the, yeah, about there. Let's do that one. So we can actually tape it down. Let's do it. Just say about there. I don't know, I'm just guessing. Okay. About that much. And maybe I'll do a little bit off the top. There. And we can take this guy right near the top. Right here. I kind of delayed this video just because of the amount of work it takes, but it's such a memorable effect that I still feel it's worth it. So we got the whole deck taped down. It's pretty much set in done. It's set in stone. And now let's actually get to the marker part. Now we want to do this sideways. We only get one shot at it. Let's actually first write down a sheet of paper of how we want to do it. So let's say right here. So if we're going to do the 8 of hearts, we'd want to get it, well actually do a regular one, just regular Sharpie. We want it slanted, not straight, because if it's all on one card, it can get blurred out. So I would have to do it like, if I'm doing it straight, I would do it at an angle. So in this case, we notice that it's at a slight angle, like cursive almost, or italicized. So we got the slightly at a slant, and that's what we're going to put here. So let's do our best attempt at getting there. Let me set this aside. All this, I don't want anything to detract from it. Let's go into it right here. Oh, jeez. That nearly got it bad. So let's see if I can do it. And we can actually darken all this afterwards, like maybe make it much bolder once we're done. And I notice I can't go upwards with this Sharpie, so I'm actually just going downwards. So at an angle, so it makes it work. Yeah, it really is one-sided, so makes things kind of interesting. And so right now it's very light, but we're actually seeing me do it in action. And then if it's one card that holds most of it, then I try to spread it out so you can actually see it. And then here. Nearly got it. And then this one will be a little bit tricky. So you can tell that art is not my specialty. I'm an entertainer, not a drawing artist, but we're doing our best here and see how it comes out and is communicated after the fact. So we can darken it in, make it much bolder and easier to see by the audiences. So now I'm just boldening it up, making that eye more visible. That G much stronger. The H there, and we just want to make it more visible so the audience can see it very, very clearly. There we go, and there we go. Da 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 da. La da dee, la da da. La da dee, da da da, da da da. Sorry if this is kind of boring. I really want to make sure that I got it just right. I mean, when anyone having to waste a pack of cards is brand new to do this, well, not wasting, but using a pack of cards to do this effect, you'd probably want to spend your time getting it, make sure it's just right, you know? And then right there, and so you get to see the long agonizing process of me actually doing this. Wow, free entertainment, seeing me bore myself with, well, not bore myself, but making sure it's just right for this effect. And I'll put that right there. And shoot, I think I may have messed with the R a bit. And there we go. Okay. So not the best, but hopefully it stays. That looks not bad. I mean, yeah, let me flip it around so you can actually see it. No, not like that. Let me see. I'll just flip it around. So, this is what it looks like. Not my best work. You could probably do better than me. But it's something, right? It's something. So you get the revelation in place. Lovely. Okay, so now we can, I believe we can, now that it's hopefully dried, and I'm just making sure it's spot check. Yeah, we're pretty much good. So I'll make sure I move this now so you can see this. Oh, and I forgot to mention, this is my mistake, but since we may have marked 8 of hearts, you can use another brand new 8 of hearts, need it be from like a Pinchuli deck or something, so you can have that covered. So again, if we make a mistake, no worries, we have the size Stebbins to back us up on that. So let's see. And this is what the markings look like from the side of the pack. Hopefully you can see it. Now when we spread it, let me see if I can get it just right. I'll need a more condensed spread for this one. So you want to spread so you can get it just right. And some cards may be stuck. So you may have to spread them out and get used to them working in such a manner. So this might help break the cards that are stuck together. Like so. So, one last time. Some cards are just going to be stuck together. It's hilarious. I want to almost shuffle them, but at the same time I know I can't. Maybe if I do this, but I just unravel them. You just want to get them so they can actually spread, because it's basically there. It just I'm playing with his effect, Jacob's effect, because it's there, but it just won't spread some cards. You gotta love it. Might need a finisher or just a rub of the cards. So, I mean, you pretty much got it. Like with the normal spread, now that they're unfolding, because some of the cards are very important, you start to see that it starts to look like 8 of hearts on there. So it looks decent. You just need to hope that the cards can spread well. It just takes some time for them to unspread, and then you can get a better revelation. But pretty much it's there. And that is the setup of the deck. So here is what I think is the best triumph of all, Jacob's Triumph. Here's what it looks like. I'll take out cards. And we're going to have a card selected, but first, as with customary with all my effects, I love to shuffle up the cards a bit before I begin. Okay, so we're going to have a card selected. A spectator can help me out with this effect, and they can tell me when to stop whenever they like. They tell me when to stop. They say stop right here, and we can lift up and let them peek the card, whatever that may be. And we'll let the audience peek it. They got it. Love it and good. We'll toss the card back, say about here around the center. And we'll actually shuffle the cards. We'll actually give the cards a very fair shuffle, what I would say. Half the pack face up, half the pack face down. And we're going to go for it. We're going to give them a really good shuffle right here. So hopefully I can display this. The cards being shuffled face up and face down. And we just go on with the spread. I'm not very good with shuffling cards on a table, but as with all my table effects, but we're learning to go with it as we go along. So some cards can actually be seen back to face. Some cards can be seen face to back. This one's can be seen back to face, and some can even be seen. Let me see if I could find one. Yeah, some cards can actually be seen back to back in this case. So let's actually see if we can do this. We give a little wave and a snap under those crazy conditions that the cards are shuffled. I can actually spread the cards very clearly, and you see one card sticks out from all the rest. Every card is fixed itself, all except for your card. There we go. Yeah, this is your card. Totally. What, is this not your card? Oh, come on. All right. If you really don't think this is your card, then I can ask the name of the card. What was the name of the card you had chosen in this case? They would say, what was it? I heard 8 of Hearts, I believe. Oh, you can actually spread the cards. You can actually see, hopefully I can spread this well enough so you can actually see it. The 8 of Hearts. My name is Daniel Perez, or Dan Perez. This is Jacob's Triumph by Jacob Tyrone, and I hope you have a good one. So some final performance tips I did while performing the effect that I didn't know would come up. Good to know. So the pack really there isn't that much worry about the pack as we go along with it. The 8 of Hearts. Covering it up is quite easy. When you want to force the card, the 8 of Hearts in this case, it's on top of the pack, we can just do a slip cut where we take half the pack right here. We slip off the top card, the 8 of Hearts going into it. Beware of your angle so you don't flash the markings. So you just go like this. You can even turn to make sure you can do it. Slip the top card, put the break on top above, and you can just riffle and lift up and then toss the card to them. And that larger action of tossing the card to them, make sure you don't turn it up early or prematurely. Toss them towards them and cover the fact that you have markings right here as you reassemble the deck. So toss forward and then come back. And that reassembles the cards in the order. They peek it. And here's another tip. These are some tips maybe I learned, maybe he didn't describe it, or maybe it was meant to exist. Who knows? So when we get the card, we take it, we show it around to the audience twice, make sure they got it, and then we toss it into the center, marking still on the dominant side. Toss into the center, and we get a break above it. So now this is the 8 of Hearts, so you have a clean card rather than showing a card with markings on it and cutting there. That would be bad. We can then say we're going to try something amazing, we then can first for cover, I usually do a dribble control thing I saw from Card Club or something of that nature, one of Brad Christian's DVDs. So we do this just to alleviate some pressure. We can relax, talk to spectators for a moment, and then re-grip the break. So then we can seem like the card's lost somewhere in there. Okay, and we'll make sure we lost the card inside there, so it's lost. Okay, and we're gonna have some fun with it. And we'll even mix the cards, just to be fair. We'll mix them, and then you lift up above the break. 8 of hearts is right here, and we don't care about the 8 of hearts anymore. We're just using it as a way to be able to not show the markings. So then we lift up at the 8 of hearts, turn this pack face up, this pack is face down. I didn't really do it well in the performance, but you can actually display the cards like so, briefly, at least from briefly, like this, and show the, or you can actually do this. Yeah, this would be a better display. You can actually just do this, cards face up, cards face down, and you're showing the markings in reverse, because if you do it this way, you can actually see all the markings, and from this side as well. But in doing reverse, you can show the cards, half face up, half face down, and then you do the shuffle. That would have been really good. And now you can do the shuffling them to make it more impossible, face up to face down. We do the 0, as I described in an earlier explanation. Riffling the face down cards first. Do the 0, or however you do it. I have my own take on it, where I use the fingers to cover again, and then square it all up. So now it's in the position where all the markings are still on one side. Okay, and the position is face down, deck face up, and then the your card. Remember, we don't care about the 8 of hearts. The 8 of hearts, I think, is right here, or somewhere. I don't even care. It's probably, yeah, it's right here. But it doesn't even matter. It doesn't matter anymore. We only care about the your card. And now we're going to reverse the your card in there. So we can show the cards and make sure, and as I did in the performance, that as I turn the cards up, I would normally be flashing the markings. So I actually readjust so I can be able to briefly show the cards face to back, and I cover the markings so no one can see it, and it just makes it look like you're doing a display. Face to back, put it back on top. Now cut the cards again, and this time use your left hand fingers, because you can see that you normally would be flashing these markings. I would then use my fingers, and Jacob didn't describe this in this part, to show back to face, and keep the displays brief so they can just recognize the card but not the extra markings that may be there. So back to face, put it back, and in performance, if you watch it on camera, you can't really catch it that much. It's great, so you got a lot of coverage there. And then you can lift up the back to back, riffle until you see back to back, and show it back to back, display it, and then grab this pack that you lift it up like so, reposition it, so now it's reversed, put it back on top, making sure all the markings are where they should be. Okay, nothing on here, otherwise you may need to go back. So all markings on one side. Then from there, we say, but if I give it a wave, a snap, and it's like a normal triumph, and we make sure we're spreading in reverse. So this white border shows. We spread in reverse, and there's no markings, nothing. It's great, we're in a beautiful moment. And we can say, and all the cards are fixed, every single last one, except for your card. Your card. And then we can display it and have as many gags as you want. Everyone's amazed, and they think this is a gag that's the end of the effect, but it's still amazing. A gag, but a magical effect. This is your card, totally. What, this isn't your card? And then you can place whatever you want. You can place it on back where it came from, on top of here, does not matter. I'll just place it on top right there. If this wasn't your card, we lift up the lower pack, the separation where your card was, so it was like this. And so now we place that on top. Now we take all these cards with their markings on the one side, and then just put them on top. We have effectively set the pack up so that all the markings are again together. Rotate the pack. Actually, we can keep it in the same place, because if you want to display towards the audience, you have to do it in reverse. That's the one part I forgot to mention in the regular performance. So the spectator says, what was the name of your card? They tell it to you. Really, the 8 of hearts, which is our force card. Then you say, check this out, I give it a spread, and then you spread in reverse so the audience can see it. You can obviously see if you were doing reverse towards yourself, but the audience can't see that. So we had to do in reverse. And the best straight line spread, or whatever you did, however you marked it up, I'll do it like this, like so. And hopefully you can capture on the camera. You can pat the deck like so to make sure the cards spread out a little bit better so you can see it. And then they can see, hopefully, the eight of hearts. So you can give it a little spread. And hopefully it showed up on here. 8 of hearts. You take your bow. Audience is amazed. They can see it. It shows up. And there you go. That is Jacob's Triumph. And it took forever because this is a lot of editing to do and to get all this stuff together, but I really hope you enjoy it. These are my extra tips and last thoughts on it.